DJ Burns Jr., great American.
Among the greatest.
Among the greatest. Among the greatest. Make room on Mount Rushmore for DJ Burns Jr. and the Wolfpack. 29 points, 4 boards, soul-crushing drop step moves, little finger rolls around the basket, playing with a joy as he took on the...
He was
dancing against the Cobra Kais from Duke. It was... America just could not have loved DJ Burns Jr. His dad in the stands flexing.
Oh, yeah.
Just when we thought Duke was going to do it, finally something nice happens for Duke. Jamal Shed gets injured and Duke gets by Houston. And goody Duke. Along comes DJ Burns Jr., great American. Thank you for your service. And ends it. NC State, ridiculous run. 9 more victories in the NCAA tournament to get to the Final Four. Games in out in Arizona, not that far from Albuquerque. Something fun happened for NC State there once upon a time. Back when they would hold Final Fours in places like Albuquerque. But now it'll be at the football stadium out in Glendale. Pat, what do you think of this run and our great American DJ Burns Jr., great American?
Well, great American DJ Burns is getting ready to play great Canadian Zach Edey in a splendid matchup of 600-plus pounds of post power in a sport that supposedly has gotten rid of post play. Supposedly all positionless basketball, and you run around the perimeter. Not this Final Four, brother. We got those two guys facing off. We got Donovan Clingan in the post on the other side for Connecticut. It's a splendid Final Four. It's fantastic. But to address your point of NC State, incredible. Like an 11 seed they've every single game been do or die, 9 straight do or die games, and they have done it every single time. And they were miraculously lucky to beat Virginia in the ACC semifinals. But other than that, they've handled their business. They did have to go to OT against Oakland and Trey Townsend and Jack Golke. But when they got here to the regional semifinals, the Sweet 16, they handled Marquette. And then they handled Duke. Those are your 2 and 4 seeds in that region. And yes, pour one out for Jamal Shed. I hate it for him. I hate it for Houston. I think if he's healthy, they're probably playing in the Final Four. But basketball is a game. You got to be fate-kissed in the tournament. And NC State is a team of destiny and density. DJ Burns, way to go.
Unbelievable. He really possesses the ideal male body of what we all aspire to look like, right? No, is incredible. You know, the DJ Burns story and the NC State story in general, kind of a duo, individual, team combination of why we love the NCAA tournament, right? Like,
yes.
You got him in right? Like you look at him and you're like, well, this guy probably isn't going to be the most athletic. And then what he did on the grandest stage is incredible. I mean, I guess it was the last bucket maybe he made that was actually blocked. They called it a goaltend originally, right? And then went back and it was a clean block. But maybe it was the one before that he made while he was fouled, like shoved to the ground, and he kind of threw up an underhand off the glass and in. Just an exclamation point. Just incredible to watch. Such a fun story. Coach, right, about to get fired, wins the ACC tournament to get a automatic 2-year extension, and now goes to the Final Four. These are the great stories of why we love madness right there, all in one. You know, right? Coach about to get fired. This great post player that doesn't look the part but is. And then a team in general that's won 9 straight elimination games.
How about this, Pat, with your jumping ahead to him playing Zach Edey of Purdue. We'll get to Purdue, but DJ Burns originally signed with Tennessee.
Yes, he did.
He redshirted as a freshman and then left to go play at Winthrop. And boy, would the Purdue-Tennessee game may have been different if only Tennessee could have had 6'9". Yeah. Totally different ball game, right? Crazy.
Yeah, totally.
Totally different game. And they had him. They had the guy on the roster. And I don't know what happened. And it's fine. It worked out it worked out for everyone. Tennessee had a tremendous season, and that team deserves. I know they're not feeling real great right now, but they had a great, great season, and who knows? But he was on their roster and ended up at Winthrop, but then ends up at NC State, and then goes, and it kind of goes with this entire crackpot of a tournament where Tennessee's best players from Northern Colorado, and Alabama's winning games with a North Dakota State transfer, and this guy's from Winthrop, and everyone's just from wherever. You're just mining guys from, just get a team together and let's roll. And Kevin Keats and NC State got their team to peak at the right time. The guys are playing together. They're playing great. They absolutely dominated Duke. They just emasculated Duke. They beat them up. They beat them for loose balls. They were winning so many 50-50 balls over Duke. The thing about Duke, everybody, the pretty boys, and they're annoying, and I totally get it all, but they were tough as nails under Mike Krzyzewski because you had to be. Mm-hmm. Mike Krzyzewski was never a pretty boy.
No.
And he got guys, maybe, but those kids were tough. I'm not saying Duke wasn't tough, but they got out-hustled and out-muscled and out-fought in that second half by NC State. And anyone who understands the dynamics of the triangle. You are NC State. You have won a title in 1983, and since then, not much. And in 81, Krzyzewski showed up. Yep. Carolina got going in 81. Carolina was good before, believe me, and Duke was good before. But then the Dean Smith, Bill Guthridge, Roy Williams run of dominance by NC State and the unprecedented dominance by Duke, and you're sitting there going, damn it, we're over here. We're the other team. And we never quite have the cooler arena. We never get as good a play. Maybe we get one guy, but we can't get it done. For North Carolina State to beat Duke twice in March in the ACC tournament and then on the Elite Eight, and to beat North Carolina in the ACC tournament. Unbelievable stretch of play for North Carolina State. And I think those Wolfpack fans who are extremely loyal, I wouldn't say long-suffering, they have a nice program, but have to sit there and sit in the literal shadow of two dominant programs and 4 or 5 legendary Hall of Fame coaches. Gosh, it's got to feel good right now.
Oh, unbelievable. Like I am so sincerely happy for both the Purdue fans and the North Carolina State fans because they have a lot in common. I mean, incredibly great, passionate basketball fans. And yes, Purdue toiled in the shadow of Bob Knight in Indiana for a long time. And Gene Cady was a great coach, but he never got to a Final Four. And so for them to have this breakthrough, first Final Four in 44 years, North Carolina State, first Final Four in 41 years. And one of them's going to play for the national title. It's going to be awesome. I mean, the whole Final Four, UConn obviously has got an incredible fan base. And then Alabama comes out of nowhere and goes
a year later.
Final Four as well. Yeah, right. A year after they were the overall number 1 seed. Yeah. Doing it with a North Dakota State transfer and an Ohio transfer. Mark Sears, just incredible how good he is. The storylines and the excitement for this Final Four. A lot of people have been kind of poo-pooing college basketball, men's college basketball, but man, this tournament has delivered in spades. It's going to be really fun when we get to Glendale.